What if, just what if, 6 sacred numbers, hidden in the energetic frequency of the final week of July, hold the key to the abundance and financial peace you've quietly longed for? Imagine this: in the middle of a busy, chaotic day, your thoughts racing, your heart heavy with to-do lists and money concerns, a number appears. You see it once. Then again, on your phone, your receipt, a passing vehicle. At first you brush it off, but deep inside, something stirs. What if it's not random? What if it's the universe whispering gently, persistently, "Pay attention"? In this modern life, where you're constantly pulled in every direction, it's easy to miss the quiet signals. But some messages don't come with noise. They come softly, in numbers, in patterns, in timing, especially now. Because the last week of July 2025 isn't just any week. It marks the opening of a rare energetic portal, a time when spiritual vibrations are at their peak. It's a sacred invitation to realignment between your inner world and outer goals. And that's exactly what we explore here on Buddhist Teachings. We don't chase surface-level trends. We dig deep, bridging ancient Buddhist wisdom with the spiritual rhythms of modern life. So you don't just chase wealth, you attract it with presence, with purpose, and with peace. Today we're entering a profound space. We'll uncover 6 powerful numbers aligned with this final week of July, numbers that, according to Buddhist numerology and ancient traditions, are known to activate abundance, sharpen clarity, and unlock paths to financial and spiritual breakthrough. But stay with me, because at the end of this video, I'll reveal a 7th bonus number. It's more than lucky. It's a spiritual amplifier used by energy practitioners and manifestation guides. But here's the truth. This number only reveals its power if you are truly ready. Ready to receive, not just with hope, but with unwavering faith, aligned emotion, and a calm, open heart. Its magic is quiet, but undeniable, like a key that only turns when your soul softly says, yes. So pause, breathe in, let the outside noise fade. Center yourself. If you're ready to invite true transformation this week, tap the like button, subscribe to Buddhist Teachings, and comment this affirmation below. I welcome abundance, and I follow the signs. Let's begin. Let's start with the number 6. 6 doesn't shout for attention. It moves gently, like the moment at twilight when everything softens and the world finally exhales. Have you ever felt like you're running just to stay in the same place? Tasks never end. Expectations grow. You're holding it all together, barely breathing, but then life pauses. Not because everything is fixed, but because your soul is asking you to listen. That is the energy of the number 6, especially now in the last week of July. This isn't about speeding up, it's about realignment. 2025 hasn't come to add more pressure. It arrived to offer a quiet reset. After the emotional storms of past months, this final week of July opens a space for reflection, gentleness, and intentionality. And at the center of that energy sits the number 6, a number sacred in Buddhist philosophy. It carries the vibration of compassion, inner harmony, and soul-deep healing. It doesn't fix you from the outside, it nourishes you from the inside out. 6 invites deeper questions. What truly matters right now? Are you aligned with your purpose? Are you ready to receive with peace instead of desperation? As we continue, I'll guide you through the remaining sacred numbers aligned with this powerful time. Together, they form a map, a spiritual code, offering insight, direction, and a gateway to inner and outer prosperity. So stay with me. This is only the beginning. So ask yourself now, in this final week of July, what truly matters? What endures? What kind of foundation are you quietly building your life upon? The number 6 doesn't promise quick wins or instant success. Instead, it offers something far more lasting: consistency, intention, and inner peace. In a world obsessed with speed, 6 whispers, choose depth. Choose relationships over recognition. Choose healing over hustle. It's the sacred nudge that reminds you not just to aim higher, but to dig deeper. Heal the parts of yourself that you've ignored. Nurture your emotional world. Strengthen what's real, not just what appears perfect, because that's where true abundance lives, not in the noise of achievement, but in the stillness of alignment. And here's where it becomes especially significant. As July 2025 has unfolded, many people around the world have felt a quiet inner shift, an urge to simplify, to slow down, to create from clarity instead of chaos. That's not random. That's the vibration of 6, rising in the collective field during this sacred final week. Those tuned in are noticing more than peace. They're experiencing unexpected financial blessings, healing conversations, fresh opportunities opening up seemingly out of nowhere. And all of this is happening not because they pushed harder, but because they finally stopped forcing and started flowing. So, if the number 6 keeps showing up for you on clocks, receipts, dreams, don't ignore it. It's not a coincidence. It's a sacred signal, a spiritual invitation to soften, to align, to return to what matters most. Because sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come not from doing more, but from finally becoming who you were always meant to be. Now enter number, an unshakable symbol of quiet readiness and spiritual maturity. It's that steady power you feel deep in your bones, when everything outside looks the same, but something inside you knows it's almost time. There's no fanfare, no loud announcement, just a quiet confidence, like the first light of dawn, soft, still, and utterly certain. If 22 has been appearing on license plates, receipts, digital clocks, or echoing in your thoughts, it's not superstition. It's subtle awareness, a sign that your energy is finally aligning with your intentions. In Buddhist numerology, 22 is a master number. It doesn't appear to those chasing shortcuts or temporary highs. It calls to the quiet builders, the ones who've walked their path with intention, healed in silence, and kept going when no one noticed. Where other numbers shout, 22, this is not the beginning, this is the edge of arrival. It's a symbol that you've been doing the work, brick by brick, step by step, even when progress was invisible, even when results were delayed. And now, in this powerful week of spiritual realignment, the energy is shifting in your favor. Let's understand this through the Buddhist lens. The number 2 symbolizes patience, harmony, and the gentle wisdom of the middle way. It teaches us to walk between extremes, to remain steady, no matter what storms arise. So when 2 twos appear together, 22, that message is magnified. It becomes a confirmation. Not that you will begin, but that you are already on the verge of breakthrough. It's a number that only shows up when your soul has matured, when you're no longer preparing but ready. And this final week of July 2025, with its deep energetic shifts, may just be the moment where everything aligns, whether it's a long-awaited financial change, a long-dormant purpose, finally awakening, or a divine opportunity you've quietly prepared for. 22 is the sign. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're arriving. The appearance of 22 in this final week of July becomes even more meaningful. It's not just a sign, it's a mirror, reflecting who you've quietly become, resilient, grounded, in sync with the deeper timing of your life. So the next time 22 crosses your path, don't dismiss it, don't brush it aside, acknowledge it for what it is, a confirmation, not a coincidence. The universe is saying, you're ready now. Pause with me for a moment, take a deep breath in, look around you, but more importantly, look within. That quiet hum you feel in your spirit right now, it might not be the beginning of something new. It might be the realization that you've already arrived. You're no longer just becoming, you've become. And now, it's time to receive. Now enter the quiet, yet commanding presence of number 8, the energy of expansion, discipline and spiritual power. Think of the person who doesn't chase attention or compete for validation, yet somehow they keep rising gently, steadily, with quiet confidence. They don't need applause. Their strength lies in presence, in patience, in purposeful effort. That is the energy of 8. It doesn't promise overnight success or glittering luck. Instead, it brings something far more real, transformation that's rooted and lasting. 8 shows up when you're ready to do the inner work, the kind that doesn't just shift your finance, but strengthens your foundation. This number is grounded action, not impulsive, not flashy. It's the work done in silence, in solitude, in steady alignment. Just like the deep roots of a tree, it holds you steady through every season. As the final days of July 2025 swirl with urgency, noise, and chaos, 8 becomes a refuge, a gentle invitation to slow down, to focus, and to build a life that won't collapse under pressure. If you've been feeling scattered, distracted, or emotionally stretched, 8 is your anchor. It brings you back to what matters. Look at the shape of the number. 2 balanced circles in harmony. Turned sideways, it becomes the infinity symbol, a reminder that true abundance is not a one-time event. It's a rhythm, a flow, a way of being. In Buddhist teachings, real prosperity is not measured by how much you acquire, but by how aligned you are as you receive it. 8 is the sacred intersection where material wealth meets spiritual truth. And in many Eastern traditions, especially in Chinese and Tibetan cultures, 8 is revered as a number of karmic balance, inner authority, and prosperity. But here's the truth. 8 doesn't respond to wishful thinking or shortcuts. It honors those with vision, with discipline, with clarity. So if this number has been appearing on your receipts, your phone, your dreams, pay attention. This may be more than a pattern. It might be a cosmic nudge, an invitation to recommit, not to rush, to align, not to chase. Every focused action you take now is like placing a brick in a structure that's not just impressive, but deeply fulfilling. Now we step into the realm of number, the quiet compass of intuition and divine timing. Imagine this. You're moving through a normal, maybe hectic day, caught in the rhythm of obligations, schedules, background noise, and then 27 appears. Not with a flash, but like a gentle tap on the shoulder. You see it once, then again, on a clock, on a receipt, on your screen. At first you don't think much of it, but then your heart knows. Because 27 doesn't demand your attention, it awakens it. In Buddhist numerology, 2 symbolizes connection, peace, and harmony. 7 is the number of spiritual awakening, inner wisdom, and insight. Together, 27 is a divine signal, a sign that your inner world is calling for attention, that your timing is aligning with something bigger than you. This is the number of trust, not in logic, but in intuition. It's a reminder that you don't need all the answers right now. You just need presence. You just need to listen. You just need to follow that quiet voice that says, this way, not yet, but soon. As this intense, energetic week of July draws to a close, 27 invites you to pause, not to solve everything, but to honor where you are and trust what's coming. Maybe it's just routine. You're moving through the day, ticking off tasks, not expecting anything significant. And then, out of nowhere, it appears again. That same quiet number, you catch it on the back of a delivery truck, inside a phone number, printed at the bottom of your grocery receipt. You shrug it off, but it returns again and again. Not once, not twice, until it becomes impossible to ignore. But here's what makes 27 different. It doesn't scream for your attention. It doesn't burst in like a flashing sign. Instead, it finds you when you're still enough to notice it. Like a soft whisper from the universe, subtle, sacred, and significant. You see, some numbers demand to be seen, but 27 only reveals itself when your energy is calm, not chaotic. When you're not chasing answers, but open to receiving them. That's where its power lies. Not in urgency, but in alignment. It reflects back to you the truth that you're in the right space, at the right moment, for something meaningful to unfold. In Buddhist wisdom and ancient numerology, 27 is more than just coincidence. It's a signpost of divine timing. It often appears at energetic crossroads, those subtle moments when a shift is unfolding, even if you haven't fully recognized it yet. It's the moment when your inner rhythm is syncing with something higher, something greater than logic, something divinely timed. Break it down, and its message becomes even clearer. The number 2 carries the energy of balance, emotional awareness, and harmonious relationships. The number 7 is the seeker, drawn to truth, spiritual depth, and higher wisdom. Together, they create 27, a rare union of heart and mind, of intuition and insight, a number that speaks when you're quiet enough to hear it. Interestingly, in the second half of July, 27 often appears alongside spiritually heightened numbers, like a hundred. These numbers don't just appear. They activate. They're signs that a spiritual shift isn't coming, it's already begun. And you don't need to understand every detail. You just need to be present enough to notice. Because life is speaking. Are you still enough to hear it? Buddhist teachings remind us, you're not here to control the unfolding. You're here to trust it. So if 27 continues showing up for you on clocks, receipts, or even in dreams, don't dismiss it. It's not pressure, it's peace. A gentle call to stop forcing outcomes and start aligning your path with what feels authentic, not from fear, but from faith, not from noise, but from stillness, because the universe always speaks clearest in the quiet. Now let's explore the energy of number 14, the silent builder of lasting transformation. Sometimes the universe doesn't raise its voice, it simply whispers, and if you're not present, if you're too entangled in noise, you might miss the message that was meant just for you. That's the nature of it. It doesn't dazzle with sudden luck or dramatic signs. It slips quietly into the background of your day. A glance at your phone, a book page, page 14, that speaks directly to your current struggle, a receipt total, a locker number, or a timestamp that gently repeats. These aren't random. They're sacred nudges, confirming that you're being guided. While other numbers are loud and obvious, 14 arrives with quiet purpose, with patience, with precision. In Buddhist philosophy, not all transformation is sudden. In fact, the most profound shifts happen slowly, silently. They take root beneath the surface, long before they bloom. That is the essence of it. Reminds us, true breakthroughs are not born from chaos. They are born from calm, from consistency, and from a clear heart. Number 14 calls for faithful effort, for planting the seed, nurturing it, and trusting that it will bloom in its own divine time, especially in this final week of July, when spiritual energy is subtle but strong, when life may feel uncertain or overly fast-paced. 14 reminds you to return to the inner foundation, to rebuild patiently, to act with deliberate care, not panic, to trust that what you're creating, quietly, humbly, is real and lasting. As we enter the last sacred week of July, the universe often becomes quieter, not because it has nothing to say, but because it wants you to listen more closely. Let's begin with a number that may have quietly followed you throughout your life. 14. Look at it closely. The number 1 is the beginning, not just of something new in your surroundings, but of a deep awakening within. It's that subtle but powerful realization. This is no longer enough. I am meant for more. Others may not see this shift, but you feel it, and it changes everything. Then comes the 4, the number of discipline, grounding, and structure. It's the strength that supports you when your excitement fades, when the path feels long, and the reward is still unseen. Together, 1 and 4 form 14, a sacred code of transformation. It whispers, begin boldly, but build with care. Have you ever experienced a meaningful moment tied to the number? Maybe a door opened on the 4th, a home address, a receipt, a timestamp, or perhaps just a feeling tied to that number. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, nothing repeats without purpose. Patterns are not random, they're divine maps. They are subtle nudges, signs placed in your path to guide you toward greater clarity and deeper purpose. So if you've been noticing 14 in this final week of July, on receipts, clocks, books, or even dreams, don't dismiss it. Pause, reflect. It may not be coincidence, it could be your moment to begin, but this time with intention. Now, once you start walking that path, and just when you think the journey is complete, there's another number waiting quietly in the background, one of the highest frequencies of spiritual alignment. That number is It doesn't shout, it whispers, and those who hear it are usually the ones who have been seeking more than luck, they're seeking purpose. Unlike numbers that come with flash and excitement, 33 is soft and sacred. It is the number of the healer, the mentor, the quiet guide who leads not by force, but by presence. In Buddhist numerology, 33 is a master number, rare, powerful, and deeply spiritual. It doesn't push, it aligns. It doesn't chase power, it embodies peace. Let's break it down. 3 alone is creativity, spiritual expression, and inner voice. Double 3, and you get 33, the vibration of selfless service, compassion, and wisdom-led leadership. It's the number of someone who doesn't walk ahead of others, but walks beside them, supporting, loving, and guiding. And what's fascinating, over years of spiritual study, 33 appears again and again, not just in surprising wins or mystical synchronicities, but in quiet awakenings. In final week of July breakthroughs, moments when people finally say, yes, this is who I am, and I am ready. So if 33 has been appearing in your life, maybe this very week, consider it your invitation to align deeper, not with pressure, but with presence. If this message resonates with you, comment below. I invite the power of 33 into my life with peace, purpose, and clarity. And if you felt seen, understood, or realigned today, help spread this sacred energy. Like this video, subscribe to Buddhist teachings, share this with someone walking their own quiet path. Together, let's create a space where ancient wisdom meets modern life, where spirituality doesn't float above us, but flows through us. In this final week of July, listen not to the loud noise, but to the soft signs. Because often, the gentlest whispers from the universe carry the most powerful truths. Until next time, stay mindful, stay aligned, and always follow the signs that only your soul can hear.